the most with our thoughts on episode 9 of the Mighty Ducks Game Changers. Wild Wings back. Oh, I told you it's gonna go full on as we head towards the finale. But it just felt for me this week were those typical high school sitcoms where basically, the kids all deal with bloody WWE triangles. I know, I'm not impressed. It's overwhelming. I mean, oh my god. But don't worry, it wasn't all love-sticky and all that. We did have some quite high-paced action. Particularly in having to pick up on that humongous cliffhanger from last week where Alex, of course, basically goes power mad. I didn't like Alex last week's all power mad. And basically the team realises Ebony got a firer. And even he actually does that. He ends the last episode basically saying we've got a firer. And so literally beginning this episode, that's exactly what he does. And it's like, I'm like, whoa! Because I don't think he would have it in him to actually do it. But he does do it. And Alex, she basically seems to take it that well. I mean, I don't know if she has fully realised yet the mistake she made in last week's episode, but clearly she's accepted it to be all, well, okay, yeah, fine, yeah, I know, well, yeah, fine. And actually decides, well, she's actually not going to go to States with them, but instead is actually just going to go into the office. So yeah, so the journey to States, and this is where the lovely WWE stuff begins. I know, I know, disapprove, I know, Robin. The other thing is with this party that's going to be happening for 4 states, with all the players from all the teams there, and Evan, while on the bus, he wants to ask Sophie to this party, because clearly so far throughout the series it's been quite clear that these two they've sort of got feelings for one another, but haven't really seen it expressed so far. But the rest of the girls, they're like, oh, we should have a little bit of girls' night and everything, you know, and all that, and which Sophie agrees to. Now Evan, who is doing that, it's the classic case of he's asking people for advice, but he's asking the wrong people for advice, and the way he says it and all, it just then leads to all these great big massive confusions. I'm just like, whoa, Mike, what is going on? It's like watching, as I said at the start of the show, some weird high school sitcom where everyone's just being partnered up with the wrong people. Because with Evan's little faux pas, it then leads to him and Mary going to the dance. Sophie goes out with a player. I think he's with Trevor, and it's all look, and they're literally trying all these different things to make everyone feel jazz. It's just, what is going on here? Oh no. I did love the bit in the photo booth where the two of them are just arguing with each other and the photo booth keeps clicks. I thought I was a little bit trying to, I don't know, quell the fans of fury, but it was quite funny. And it's still going on even the next morning. It's just, honestly. But in the end, though, Mary and Nick do actually end up getting together because Nick's been like, oh, I actually fancy her. Well, go and ask her out then! And eventually the two do get together. Right. Let's move away from the WWE because I know Wild Wing's sick of it. Let's move away from the WWE and get to the real business of this episode. Because I felt for this episode we had 2 moments where certain characters who've been a bit of a look like they're going to get their moment of redemption here. And I'm thinking, this is not on! With Stephanie and, of course, Coach T. Now, you know my feelings about these two throughout the whole, throughout the series so far. But I think with Stephanie, I think we are now starting to supposed to feel a bit simply put. Because definitely so far about the series has been built up, in my opinion, as basically Little Miss Perfect. You know? And there have been times where she just makes you think, oh my god, she's being a bitch. Particularly in the reunion episode where we had the gala, that I felt was most vile. But this week we do see her basically become a bit of an erratic because she's going through a divorce. Yeah, turns out it's not all perfect for Stephanie, and she's going through a divorce, and this leads to Alex bonding and reveals. And this is the moment where Alex realises that she had gone wrong and actually Mr. Stephanie now been a bit of a jerk and with the team and all. So then we finally realise, well, that's the moment when Alex realises where she went wrong last week. But still. Yeah. So it's definitely, at first I'm thinking, is this really just to try and make us think you're not a bitch when really you are a bitch? Because you have behaved like a bitch from the moment we've started. I know, I've said bitch too many times, well, but she has behaved like one. I'm sorry, she has behaved like one. Be all snooty now. But by the end of it, I do think, well, actually, maybe she has now, is not that much of a bitch, to do a bit of a play work games. Coach T is still a because I can't say the word while I save him, because it really is rude. No, I can't say it. I want to, but can't. Well, I mean, the viewers know what I mean. Because he and Bombay have this little bit of a moment where Coach Lee's trying to get away from the parents, from parents of the kids on the docks. He acts with Bombay and tries to get on Bombay's good side. And actually, Bombay actually really been to Coach T the reason why Bombay is the way he is and how, and basically what we learned very well on the series, which of course he helped a kid out. That was against the rules. And so the next day, this gets brought up to the what do you call them? The committee? The tournament committee? Is that what that's what I call them? And that's what I thought. Bastard. That's not the word, but that is a word I can say. Because I did think when I see this, thinking, is there some sort of ulterior motive here? And yes, there was. And I think it shows that Coach T really is actually scared of the Dark Bobbers. He really is actually that scared of them. All this being, we're gonna beat you, well, actually, maybe that's just a mask to hide the fact that he actually is quite scared of the Dark Bobbers and what they could maybe do if they do it to do well instead. So obviously Bombay has to then go before the committee with the rest of the Dark Bobbers on one side, and basically please his case. Committee have none of it. Bastards. But then, and all of a sudden, last minute, Alex comes charging in, and basically, basically just lays it down on them. And this is Alex's redemption from last week, and she turns up Teddy Bombay's attorney and exposes the little mistake that the committee did of the because apparently they had to be visited, all the teams competing had to be visited by some scouts, and because the Dirt Bars never got visited by scouts, and we took them seriously, that technically means that Bombay's hoo-ha really is null and void, which the committee agrees with. And so it basically ends with Bombay being allowed to be the coach. Alex is back as a coach as well, so I think it's going to be co-coaching. And it ends with them about to prepare to basically go to battle, really. That's basically how it feels at the end of it. And that's sort of how it feels to me. It's like they're ready and preparing to basically just go into battle. And that feels like, oh my god, we're going to have a very, very action-packed finale. Because we are now at the finale. Wow, it's been... I really have loved this series. It's been great, and it's been amazing, and I wonder how it's gonna end. Is it gonna end like how the Ducks films do, which is where the team ends up despite going through all their trials and tribulations, ends up actually winning it all. That's pretty much how all 3 Ducks films have ended. Or are we going to have a little final sting in the tail? Are we going to have a little twist? That makes you want to go, oh, I really want more, and start writing to Disney and saying, we want to have more ducks. You want more ducks either way! Who are you trying to kid, Wild Wing? Who are you trying to kid? Oh. But I really have loved it. I really have loved this series. It's been great. It's been great. There was no cultural references. There hasn't really been any cultural references since episode 2. Like I say, if you watch the My Ducks trilogy back, you'll know that there are lots of references and lots of other national hockey teams' jerseys being worn and everything. But in this series, we only had it done twice. We've had obviously a little references like how of hockey history, like how when the North Stars got rid to Dallas, and we had obviously the Wild and Oilers referenced. We haven't really had that much cultural references at all. We've not really seen many kids wearing jerseys of NHL teams, and I think if we get another season, that's something I want to see more of going forward. Yeah. But this episode was a bit of a mixed bag. The lovely WWE stuff I could have done without. I think Wild Wing definitely could have done without that. And that definitely could have done without that. But the other bits I thought very, very interestingly, because it does make you wonder. Oh, hang on, are they actually really not? Stephanie and Coach T, are they actually really not that bad after all? Well, I think we can maybe argue that Stephanie now is on the brink of changing. Coach T is basically, as the original Ducks called him in the beginning episode, is basically just cardboard cutout guy. There's only one side to him, and it's that that I'm not allowed to say. Can't say it. But the viewers, you know what I mean. You know I can't say. You know what I mean. But yeah. So it's going to be a very interesting finale next week. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be very interesting because obviously this episode kind of ended as if we're about to go into battle. So we'll see. We will see how it goes. But yeah, so it's been great to watch. So that's going to do it for today's show. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to see more content, please click the subscribe button below. What you have done, and you are subscribed, you'll never miss a moment when new content comes out, including the episode plus the mouse. Don't forget to like and obviously share videos. And if you'd like to get in touch with us, you can do so by sending me an email. Well, all that's left for me to say is it's goodbye from Wild Wing. And from me until next time, au revoir. Well, thank you for joining us for another amazing video. To see more, check out our most recent upload here. Or, why not check out that featured playlist. And don't forget to subscribe. What are you waiting for? I highly recommend it.